This is something that I'm supposed to do daily.
क्या रुब्रिक आएगा सर? फॉरगेटफुलनेस आएगा?
फॉरगेटफुलनेस आएगा, बिल्कुल आएगा, थोड़ा सा सुधारना पड़ेगा नहीं? और क्या आएगा? एब्सेंट माइंडेडनेस
आ सकता है सर, एब्सेंट माइंडनेस।
ठीक है। Right, so let's resume today's session, friends. And so far, whatever we have discussed right from day one, right from understanding the basics of organon and philosophy till the discussion of miasms which we had till yesterday, is there any doubt in anyone, or is it all clear so far? So if it is all clear so far, then you must have understood the basic concepts of organon and philosophy. You must have grasped how to work out a case. You must have have an idea of how to construct the totality. Till there it should be perfect. I'll just summarize it, what we have to do. Take the case properly. Whatever symptoms we have got, we have to classify it. Based on that classification, we have to give it a value, and based on that value, we have to rearrange it, and then take 6 or 7 important symptoms out of it, and that will form our totality. Is it clear so far? Any doubts for anyone, or are we good enough to proceed further? Can we proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, next is, friends, the most difficult part comes. Once you have taken the case, classification of symptoms, all these things we can learn. Even giving value to the symptoms, that also we can learn. Constructing the totality, till that it is fine. But after that comes the most difficult task. Actually, it is not difficult, but considered as most difficult task. What is that?
Giving the simillimum.
That is the end. But after totality, what is the next step?
Repertorization.
Repertorization. And select. Before repertorization, the most difficult task is selecting the proper rubrics. And I just want to know, friends, although I am aware that what is the common belief among majority of beginners, how many of you feel that under the knowledge of rubrics, they are lacking in the knowledge of rubrics and repertorization part? How many of you find it difficult? They feel that they are lacking there in converting the symptoms of the patient into the rubrics, selecting the proper rubrics and repertorization. That is something that majority of us find.
For me.
Do you know? Have you ever thought, friends, why it is why it's very difficult for you? Why it is going very difficult for you? I'll tell you the reason. I'll tell you the reason. You think, and then you correct me if I'm wrong. What I have seen is that, friends, right from college OPDs and in the majority of big clinics, I have seen the way people are practicing. And one thing I have observed is that more importance is given to the knowledge of mitra medica that they have rather than going for repertorization. Many doctors, majority of doctors, tend to prescribe only on the basis of the knowledge of mitra medica that they have. They don't consult the repertories, or even if they open the repertories are not used in the way it has to be used. So what happens because of that? We lack that knowledge of converting the symptoms of the patient into its rubric, and we also don't know the meanings of many rubrics that is there in the repertory. That is what the difficulty that is where the difficulty goes. Let's say, for example, Sandeep
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now, the Sandeep sir is going to a supermarket to buy a lot of things for his whole 1 month. What is that groceries he needs to buy? So he steps into a supermarket, and he's going there for the first time. He has shifted to a new place, and he has gone into a supermarket for the first time. Now he may be having a list of things that he need to buy from there, but what will be the difficulty when he steps into the supermarket with that list in hand? What will be the difficulty? The difficulty will be that he is not aware what is kept where, how it is arranged there. Vegetables are kept on which side, the dal chawal kahan pe hai, masalas kahan pe hai. He is not having any idea at all. And if there is nobody in that supermarket to guide him or help him, it is going to be a very hectic task for him to find those things which he actually need. He has to roam in and there many times, a number of times, searching for things. But once he starts going there regularly, month after month, every month he goes there, and there comes a stage when he is used to realize what is kept where. So if he just need 3 items, he will not search the whole supermarket. He knows where those 3 items are kept, and he will go directly there. Isn't it? Getting my point? So similarly,
Yes, sir.
similarly, the people who open the repertories, for them, it is just like entering into a new supermarket, hypermarket. They don't know what is kept where, in which chapter what they have to look for what, and how the rubric is present. Okay, patient's language is different. Patient may express it in a different way, but to convert into a rubric and find that rubric, majority has find it difficult. So the difficulty basically lies at two levels. One is lack of proper knowledge of rubrics, and second one is lack of knowledge to use the repertories, how to use it. Knowledge of rubrics is one thing, and using that in a proper way is another thing. So these two things has to be mastered. So that plays a very important role, friends, because even if you are good in case taking, even if you are good in case analysis, even if you are good in constructing the totality, but if you don't know how to repertorize the case, your whole case is going to get spoiled. Because if you select wrong rubrics, you will end up selecting wrong remedy, isn't it? So repertorization is very crucial. It is like, like it's working out a case can be compared with like a tournament, friends. Initially there are league stages, then comes the knockout stage. Constructing the totality and repertorization are basically playing the semi-final and final. If you lose there, you lose the tournament, you lose the match. Despite how good you may have played during the league stages, but if you lose in the semi-final or final, then you are a loser, isn't it? रूब्रिक कन्वर्ट करना आया तो जाए कहाँ, रेपर्टरी में समझ नहीं आता. हाँ, तो वही तो दिक्कत है ना, समझ में ही नहीं आता, तो समझना है ना. एंड सी फ्रेंड्स, कीप इन माइंड दैट difficulty, the term difficulty doesn't have any standard meaning. What is difficult for you today will be very easy for you tomorrow if you grasp it. If I ask you to write ABCD, all the alphabets, you can close your eyes and write. That much simple it would be like. But if you ask the kindergarten child to write ABCD without seeing, it will be a difficult task for him because he don't know. So what you don't know is always difficult for you. And once you have mastered it, goes very interesting. And trust me, friends, if you trust me, I'll tell you something. Repertorization and rubric hunting is the most interesting aspect of homeopathic practice. It's very interesting, provided you have to develop that interest. Now, before we step into the repertory, friends, we also need to discuss on some wrong numbers, because I saw the other day that some discussion was going on in one of our individual case discussion room regarding the metaphoric meaning of some rubrics that some people explain. Some school explain some metaphorical meaning of some rubrics. Now, to what extent that is correct knowledge and to what extent they has to be accepted or discarded, we have to decide, friends. Because see, I'll show you some basic things, and based on what I'm going to show you today, you only decide whether this metaphoric meaning has to be applied or discarded. Now, you must have come across a rubric called, friends, desire to be carried. Desire to be carried means what?
मतलब हर किसी ने केयर करना.
जल्दी से क्योर करना.
हाँ हाँ, वो पेशेंट को लगता है कि मेरा सबने केयर करना चाहिए, बहुत ध्यान देना चाहिए.
Okay, fine.
नहीं सर, कैरी डिजायर टू बी कैरिड है ना.
Fine.
कैरिड मतलब गोद में कैरिड.
We'll discuss that. That is where the confusion is. That is where actually the confusion is. The people who give a metaphorical meaning to this rubric, they explain in such a way that the patient wants to be carried from the state of sickness to state of health. That is where they apply that desire to be carried. Now,
yes, sir.
I'll show you something. You think over it, friends. Don't believe what I'm saying, friends. Don't believe blindly what I'm saying, but I'll show you something. Now, this is the, sorry, not this one. Now, if you open the rubric, desire to be carried, desire to be in Kent's repertory. If you open that rubric, carried, desire to be in Kent's repertory, you will see that along with that rubric, there are two sub-rubrics as well. Anybody knows what are those? Fast and slow. Have you seen that? If you have the repertory with you, I just missed out to take that screenshot. If you have the repertory with you, you can just open it and see carried, desire to be, that is a main rubric. Then you have sub-rubrics for it, slow and fast. Now, what is a repertory, friends? How do we define a repertory? Screen नहीं दिख रहा है. Are you not able to see my screen, friends?
No, sir.
No, sir.
नो सर. सर अभी रेपटी खोली थी ना, वो गई.
पहले दिख रहा था.
सर इसमें carry desire
अभी
to be,
रेपटी
there
भी
is
आई थी,
three
वो
sub
गई.
rubric. One is group in, another is fast, another is slow.
Yes. ठीक है. One second. Hold on, friends. Just check if you can see my screen or not. Are you now able to see my screen? अभी दिख रहा है स्क्रीन आपको? हेलो.
Yes, sir.
दिख रहा है ना अभी? I think little net is slow towards my end. Are you able to see the screen now?
सर होमियो मेरा
प्रभात का इमेज दिख रहा है.
क्या दिख रहा है? प्रभात का इमेज दिख रहा है ना?
प्रभात का इमेज.
यस सर.
हाँ ठीक है. That's fine. So now how do we define a repertory, friends? Who is going to define a repertory? What is a repertory? What is a repertory?
Index.
Yes.
Index to Mathematica.
Correct. Perfect. Repertory is nothing but an index to the Mathematica. What was the need of designing a repertory? Why it was felt that who was the first person to feel that repertory needs to be formed?
Boni Hussain?
Boni Hussain repertory, he had compiled the repertory, but Hahnemann was the first person who thought, who felt the need of indexing the things, indexing the information, recorded symptoms available in a proper way, so that it can be easy to find it out. So repertory is nothing but an index to the Mathematica, right? Now, so which means that whatever is there in the Mathematica, it has to be there in the repertory as well. Do you agree with me? Whatever is there in the repertory, it has to be there in the whatever is there in the Mathematica, it has to be there in the repertory as well. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
if you look at fastidious, arsenic is one of the remedy where we study about the fastidiousness. If you look at the rubric
But
in
in
the
Nux Bhumika is left.
sorry.
But there is Nux Bhumika also enter there, sir. But
Nux Bhumika is
not
also
in
there.
Mathematica.
Yes. Nux Bhumika is also there. But what I'm saying is that arsenic is one remedy where we study the fastidiousness. So if you open the rubric fastidious, arsenic is there, given there. When we think about sepia, we talk about the indifference of sepia. So if you open the rubric indifference in repertory, sepia is given there. We talk about the weeping mood of pulsatilla. If you look at the weeping disposition or weeping mood, changeable mood in repertory, pulsatilla is given there. So which means that the information that is there in the Mathematica, it is there in the repertory as well. Isn't it? Correct or not?
Yes sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now let's see the carried for. Where are in Kent's Mathematica? In Kent's Mathematica, this term carried, where it has been used. Let's see some examples. There are plenty of places where it has been used, but let's see some places where this carried has been used. Now, this is one phrase where this carried has been used. This is a screenshot from Kent's Mathematica, friends. Another feature of the paints that come on at night, sometimes before midnight, is they are so violent that he cannot keep still. When the child has pain, he wants to be carried. That seems to do him good. When the adult has pain at night in bed, he gets up and walks on the floor. Now here, the term carried is being used, friends. Is it for physical carry or is it for some other metaphorical meaning?
Sir, physical.
Physical, sir.
Physical carry. Okay.
Physical.
Let's see another example. The child must be carried. The nurse is compelled to carry the child all the time. Is it being referred to physical carrying or metaphorical meaning?
Physical, sir.
Physical care.
Physical.
Physical carrying. Okay, we'll see one more example. Arsenic child cannot be carried fast enough. The pulsatilla baby is content with moderate motion. Now, if you look at the, here the carried is referred to physical carrying or metaphorical meaning?
Physical.
Physical, sir.
Physical carrying.
Physical.
If you look at in the repertory, Kent's repertory, carried desire to be slow, pulsatilla is given, I believe. Or
Yes,
arsenic
sir.
is there?
नहीं, slowly.
Arsenic is there. Arsenic is there. Slow in what are the
Arsenic fast में है, sir.
arsenic fast में है, ठीक है. मतलब there also what I'm saying
Slow
is that
only pulsatilla है, sir. Fast में arsenic, bale, bromium, restox and retrum है.
slow में pulsatilla है.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So read this statement. Pulsatilla baby is content with moderate motion. So here the carried being is referred to physical carrying or metaphorical meaning?
Physical.
Physical. Again,
Only
Physical.
physical, sir. Not metaphorical.
one second, friends, just hold on. So all these places I have quoted, all these things I have the screenshot I have taken from Kent's repertory. So in all these places where the term carried is being used, is it for physical carrying or metaphorical meaning? In all these phrases that we have read, is there anywhere any indication that carried means the patient wants to be carried from a state of disease to state of health? Is any such meaning getting reflected anywhere, friends?
No, sir.
Tell me, what about others? Is this
No, sir.
anywhere this kind of meaning in metaphorical meaning getting reflected?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Then when it went into the repertory as a rubric, from where did this metaphorical meaning come from? चलिए ठीक है, एक वक्त के लिए मान लेते हैं कि उसका metaphorical meaning है. Let's assume for 1 minute that this rubric has a metaphorical meaning. Then where is the rubric for physical carrying? We read that Chamomilla child is very irritable, he has to be carried. Sinapi child is even not quiet even when carried. So where is the rubric for, if this rubric carried for is a metaphorical meaning, then where is the actual rubric for physical carrying? Matlab, these people, those who explain the metaphorical meaning, they very conveniently say that for adults, you consider a metaphorical meaning, and for children, you consider a direct meaning. Does it make sense, friends? Does it make sense? आप सोचिए, खुद सोचिए.
No, sir.
है ना?
Yes, sir.
So see, friends, whatever is given in the repertory, Mathematica, for all those things, there is a direct index. Repertory is nothing but an index to Mathematica. So all those things, all those information which are there in the Mathematica has to be there in the repertory as well. And that is exactly what these statements confirm. Carried, for the word, the rubric carried used here is for physical carrying. It doesn't have any metaphorical meaning. How many are convinced? Let me know.
Me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Confirm.
Yes,
So
sir.
don't see. I'm not mounting anything upon your friends. You use your logic and decide. आप उनको पूछिए अगर इसका metaphorical meaning है तो physical carrying का rubric कौन सा है? तो नहीं बता पाएंगे आपको, है ना? So this is why I say that, friends, correct knowledge is very important. And let it be. See, friends, when you are acquiring some knowledge, first of all, ensure that you are getting convinced with it. Logical reasoning, you have to apply your skill of logical reasoning, and then decide whether I have to accept or I don't. I have to believe it or not. So this kind of blind belief is basically dividing homeopathy and homeopaths, right? So don't go after such unnecessary metaphorical meanings. There are some rubrics where some metaphorical meaning has to be applied, but unconditionally applying metaphorical meaning to all rubrics doesn't make sense at all. Doesn't make sense at all.
Sir, can you give some examples of such metaphorical rubrics?
Metaphorical meaning, like say for example, the very first rubric, if you consider, it is abandoned. Now, if you look at the direct dictionary meaning of abandoned, what it says? It says not in use, no more in use. So there, no more in use matlab, when somebody has a mentality or mindset that nobody needs them, nobody wants them, nobody is there to take care of them, that neglected feeling, that is abandoned. If you look at the dictionary meaning of abandoned, it is not in use, just not in use. Like say for example, if you are traveling by train, there are some stations which are not in use anymore. They were some old stations, and if you look at their board, there it is. I have seen some places where it is written abandoned station. Matlab it is not in use anymore. But here it is in mind chapter where it is reflecting to the mentality where somebody has when they get neglected. Getting my point? Understood, friends?
Yes.
So as far as, see, again same is the case with that rubric. What is that? Desire light for. I have uploaded one video on YouTube, friends, explaining what is desire light for with a example where the patient themselves is telling. Patient खुद बता रहा है वो rubric. आप जो those people who have not watched that, please comment in the WhatsApp group, friends. I will share that video in the WhatsApp group after this class is over. So first of all, you have to decide, friends, what is right and what is wrong. If you go after to see, there is one rubric, tearing clothes. आपने देखा कुछ लोगों को कपड़े फाड़ने की आदत होती है. देखा आप लोगों ने ऐसे बच्चों को, बच्चे भी करते हैं, बड़े भी करते हैं. कभी गुस्सा आता है ना तो फाड़ते हैं चीजों को, अपने कपड़े फाड़ते हैं, दूसरों के कपड़े फाड़ते हैं. That is a straight meaning, and I have heard somewhere that metaphorical meaning applied मतलब दूसरों के कपड़े फाड़ना मतलब दूसरों की बेइज्जती करना. It's not like that, friends. So don't run after such unnecessary metaphorical meanings which doesn't make any sense at all, right? So learning repertoire is also not. Yes, correct. Forsaken is the sub-rubric for that, which is again have the same meaning as abandoned. So it's first of all important for us to learn the repertoires in a proper way. So as far as this Homeomirror platform is concerned, friends, wants to be neat. Have you seen patients? I have seen, I think, 4 or 5 patients in my career, friends. The clothes are unbearable for them. They will not wear clothes, especially like old age people. वो लोग ना घर में without clothes they roam here and there. अगर हम लोग कपड़े पहनाते भी है तो फाड़ के फेंक देते हैं. And without clothes they roam even outside. I have seen 4 or 5 patients of this type in my career. So if you are going for a metaphorical meaning there, मतलब क्या निकालेंगे आप? This is a physical meaning. There are people who आप लोगों ने देखा है किसी ने ऐसे patients को? देखा है आप लोगों ने कभी?
No, sir.
No, sir.
We have discussed one case also, friends. I think our Homeomirror old members may be remembering. I think it is case number 3 or case number 4, which is uploaded in YouTube. The case is in Malayalam, but I have added subtitles to that in Hindi as well. There, that patient has this desire. Matlab, she wants to be completely naked. No, will wear no clothes at all. and that is causing a big problem for the neighbors also. That is mentioned in that case is there. So that is a straight meaning. That is not a metaphorical meaning there that has to be applied. So what I'm saying is that, friends, see, it is first of all very important for us to learn the repertories in a proper way. And as far as the HomioMirror platform is concerned, to start with at a base level, we will try to master the Kent's repertory, and all those cases that we will be working out will be we will be using the Kent's repertory there. But once we have mastered the Kent's repertory, then we will go to the other repertories as well. Yes, Neelam ma'am, क्या पूछना है आपको? माइक पे पूछिए.
हाँ, yes sir. Am I audible?
Yes ma'am, very much.
Hello.
Yes ma'am.
एक्चुअली वो जो मैंने अभी जो रूब्रिक डाला उसका ही पूछना, जैसे कि वो डिस्कस होता है, जैसे बाकी फिजिशियंस जो डिस्कस करते हैं, बोलते हैं कि मतलब अगर कोई बंदा बहुत उससे दिखा रहा है कोई चीज अपनी कंप्लेंट, तो उसको हम इस रूब्रिक में ले लेते हैं, जैसे कि उसकी जरूरत नहीं है उतना बताने की, उतना नहीं, बट फिर भी वो हर डिटेल जो कि बता रहा है, तब ये रूब्रिक ले लिया जाता है उन लोग के द्वारा. और जनरली ये मेरे ख्याल से हाइओस, ट्रेमोनियम और बेलेडोना ऐसी मेडिसिन में ही आता है, क्योंकि वो मेंटल पे मतलब थोड़े साइकिक लेवल की ड्रग्स है, जिसमें वो पेशेंट फाड़ देता है कपड़े एंड ऑल, ऐसा हमने पढ़ा था. बट अभी जो यूज होने लगा तो डे टू डे में मतलब हर कोई ही, ज्यादातर पेशेंट हाइओस आ जाते हैं या स्ट्रेमोनियम के इस रूब्रिक की वजह से आ जाते हैं. तो ये कहाँ तक सही है, मतलब कि क्योंकि अभी क्या एक लोग ये सिखा रहे हैं, दूसरे ये सिखा रहे हैं, तो अभी आपके हिसाब से तो लग रहा है कि ये गलत था, जो हम लोग सोचते थे वही सही था.
अब देखिए फ्रेंड्स, कैसा है कि आप लोग when you come to listen to 10 things, how will you decide which is true and which is not true? You have to use your own logic, right? Now see, if you look at this rubric, जैसे अभी नीलम मैडम कह रही थी कि wants to be naked, मतलब I saw one person describing this rubric wants to be naked like he want to open up completely. There they are using this rubric. अरे wants to be naked मतलब आप open हो रहे हो, आपको डॉक्टर पे ट्रस्ट है, ठीक है, and you are telling everything in detail so that you will get the best medicine, and you are going for the rubric desire to be naked. कैसे होगा ये, आप बताइए, लॉजिक बनता है इसमें? आप खुद ही सोचिए ना, लॉजिक बनता है इसमें? मतलब जो पेशेंट कुछ नहीं बता रहा है तो उसको तो हम लोग लेना चाहिए डिजायर टू बी कवर्ड देन. ये होता है क्या? ये नहीं होता है ना फ्रेंड्स, बिल्कुल नहीं होता है. एंड वेयर इज
wants to be open में, then where we will take shameless then?
डिजायर टू बी नेक्ड में क्या लेंगे
सर? shameless फिर कहाँ लेंगे, है ना? अगर डिजायर टू बी नेगेट अगर लेते हैं,
हाँ,
जहाँ पे वो दिखाता है, तो वैन तब हम लोग सेमलेस कहाँ लेंगे?
शेमलेस कहाँ लेंगे? बिल्कुल वही तो चीज है.
सेम चीज है सर. यहाँ पे हम लोग को सेम प्रॉब्लम क्या है सर, कि हमारे कॉलेज में भी रिपर्टिव उतने स्ट्रेंथ मतलब पर्टिकुलरली पढ़ाया नहीं गया. जो भी पढ़ाया गया बस जो बुक वाला रट्टा है, पढ़ लो, एग्जाम में लिखो और हो गया. और उसके बाद चूंकि वो नेग्लेक्टेड रहा तो हम लोग यूज भी नहीं कर पाए.
बिल्कुल. देखिए दिक्कत क्या होता है,
हैविंग सॉफ्टवेयर एंड एवरीथिंग.
दिक्कत कहाँ होता है मैं बताता हूँ फ्रेंड्स. देखिए, आई हैव विजिटेड नियर अबाउट 70 कॉलेजेस, and in all of these 70 colleges where I have visited, I have seen that even in the clinical practice, the knowledge of materia medica is given more importance, not repertory, because understanding the repertory using its philosophical background is a long process, and nobody, I think, see, when people are not following it, either it is because of lack of experience, or they lack of, or maybe because of ignorance. But the thing is that even the students who get passed out, they think that repertory का कोई use ही नहीं है. Why I even heard a physician saying me, "Arey Praveen, don't use repertories. Repertories will always give you polycrest remedies only. Learn to use materia medica and rare remedies." अरे आपको मैच जीतने से मतलब है यार. आप कह रहे हो कि अरे विराट कोहली को मत खिलाओ यार, विराट कोहली हर बार मैच में सेंचुरी मारता है और हर बार टीम को जिता देता है, इसलिए उसको मत दो. ये कोई बात हुई क्या? मैच जीतना इंपॉर्टेंट है, चाहे कोई भी खेलो. हर बार पॉलीक्रेस्ट ही आ रहा है, आपको रिजल्ट मिल रहा है, तो आपको क्या प्रॉब्लम होनी चाहिए, है ना? So basically friends, first of all, as I said, what we will do is that we will study the repertory, its philosophical background, and then we will spend near about 1 or 2 weeks in understanding some of the important rubrics from Kent's repertory. We will not be able to discuss all the rubrics, but in 2 weeks time we will discuss some of the important rubrics, so that will help you to understand how to study a rubric. एक रूब्रिक को कैसे पढ़ना चाहिए तब आपको पता चलेगा, है ना? सो दैट
मुझे पूछना है.
जी बिल्कुल मैडम.
सर एक जैसा एक रूब्रिक है, डिजायर प्रेग्नेंट आफ्टर मेंसेस।
डिजायर
प्रेग्नेंट आफ्टर मेंसेस।
डिजायर प्रेग्नेंट आफ्टर मेंसेस।
हाँ हाँ, मतलब ये वाला रूब्रिक है, और जब उसका मतलब ऐसा ये रूब्रिक का मीनिंग क्या होता है, तो फिर ऐसे बताया कि वो लेडी की कुछ एबिलिटी रहती नहीं है, फिर भी वो एबिलिटी बताना चाहती है।
पता नहीं मैडम, ये
मतलब
मेटाफोरिकल,
मेंसेस के बाद। हाँ,
ये मेटाफोरिकल मीनिंग वाले कहाँ से कहाँ का जो है लिंक कहाँ जोड़ते हैं, मैं तो कभी
वही
डाइजेस्ट ही नहीं
वही
कर
ना,
पाया।
मतलब इससे तो डर
सर
ही जाते हैं ना कि नए जो आने वाले हैं वो तो सोचेगी नहीं। जैसे एनल प्रोलैप्स है, एनल फिक्सेशन है। एनल प्रोलैप्स मतलब जितना गंदा है उतना वो निकल रहा है, तो वो पेशेंट मतलब ना दिमाग के बाहर की बात है ये, ऐसा कहीं के कहीं कैसे सोच सकते हैं।
बिल्कुल ना, तो पूछेगा सवाल कौन पूछेगा मैडम, आप लोगों की तो पूछना है। आप लोग जो ब्लाइंडली फॉलो करते हैं, अब देखिए एक और रूब्रिक का एक्सप्लेनेशन वहां दिखा रहा था कोई, बेंडिंग डाउन एग्रीवेशन। इसका सिंपल मीनिंग है बेंडिंग डाउन की पोजीशन में एग्रीवेशन होना। तो कह रहा है नहीं, वो झुकना नहीं चाहता किसी के सामने, तो अगर वो झुकना पड़ा है उसको तो उसका प्रॉब्लम्स इंक्रीज होता है। अरे आप कहाँ का
हाँ
चीज
हाँ
कहाँ जोड़ रहे हो, कहाँ की चीज कहाँ जोड़ रहे हो आप। So these kind of things, beware of this kind of teachings, friends, because it is not going to help you. Even if you want to ask them, at least ask them where is the reference. Reference में कहाँ है ये metaphorical meaning, कहाँ से आया ये? So that has to be asked, friends. So that is why it is important for us to study some of the important rubrics. So that we will study. So friend, what we will be doing is that, friends, from tomorrow there will be no class, friends, because I will be traveling tomorrow. So I think tomorrow and day after tomorrow most probably we'll be having resuming. So day after tomorrow onwards, be online with your Cairns repertory in your hand if you have it. We will study the basic compilation, the philosophical background, the arrangement of rubrics, everything. And after that, we will discuss around, say, for 2 weeks. We will discuss some of the important rubrics from the Cairns repertory. And then we will proceed with the repertorization process as well. Repertorization is not as easy, friends. There are a number of ways to repertorize a case, depending on what symptoms you have. So accordingly, we will study all those techniques in the coming few days, right? And friends, one more this thing announcement. From day after tomorrow onwards, our regular class will be in our application Home Mirror Plus, and all these classes which we had in Zoom Meet so far till date, the recording of all those Zoom classes will be available in our application as well. So I'll be adding those all the classes as well there. Some members has been added very new recently. So for their convenience, and even in case you want to refer any old classes, everything you will find in the application. So from day after tomorrow onwards, friends, our classes will be resuming in our application. And tomorrow there will be no class, friends, because I'll be traveling to my hometown. And we will meet on day after tomorrow and continue. We'll try to understand the Cairns repertory first. Right?
Sir, one more question is there, sir.
Yes, Nitish sir.
सर इसमें एक प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है ना, जब व्हेन वी आर एनालाइजिंग इन रूब्रिक इन ग्रुप, कुछ लोग जो है ना सर ओवर एनालिसिस कर देते हैं। जो सिंपल चीज लेना रहता है वो छूट जाता है, और जो नहीं लेना रहता जबरदस्ती का वो लेना पड़ता है।
बिल्कुल, तो नाक को सीधी पकड़ने की जगह उल्टे पकड़ते हैं, दिक्कत वही होता है ना
सर। ये जो हम लोग का केस डिस्कशन ग्रुप है उसमें ये होता है सर।
देखिए वहां पे भी सब
सिंपल,
वहां पे भी सब सीख ही रहे हैं ना सर।
हाँ, वहां पे पेशेंट सिंपल बोल रहे हैं, बट हम लोग इतना घुमा के उसको सोचते हैं, फिर उसके बाद जिद पे अड़े जाते हैं कि नहीं ये क्यों हो रहा है।
तो वही तो सीखना। देखिए अभी आपका ओपिनियन बाकी सबसे अलग है, और एट द एंड ऑफ द डे आपका अगर ओपिनियन सही निकलता है तो बाकी सबको भी सीखने को मिलेगा कि हम कहाँ गलत थे, है ना।
सर कभी कभी ओवर एनालिसिस ना गड़बड़ होता है, बस यही
नहीं, वहां पे आपकी पूरी छूट है नीतीश सर। वहां पे आर्ग्यू कीजिए, झगड़ा कीजिए। हमारे सारे ग्रुप लीडर्स इतने अच्छे हैं, कोई आपको डांटेगा नहीं, कोई आपको जो है टोकेगा नहीं। वहां पे तो
डांटता कोई भी नहीं है, कुछ भी बोलता नहीं है।
नहीं, वहां पे तो
अपना अपना अच्छा ओपिनियन नहीं देते। मैं दो चार दिन से आ नहीं पाया, मैं बिजी था थोड़ा, तो लेकिन वो ठीक है। बट कभी कभी लगता है कि हाँ, हम लोग जो सीख रहे हैं ना सर, क्या होता है कि जब हम लोग कोई चीज को ओवर एनालिसिस करते हैं, जो केस सही जाना रहता है वो जस्ट उल्टा लेके चला जाता है।
तो
केस सुन रहे हैं, मेडिसिन कुछ आ रहा है, रिपर्टरी कर रहे हैं तो कुछ और आ रहा है।
नहीं तो वो एक गलती से सीख के दोबारा कम से कम ये तो हम लोग इंश्योर कर सकते हैं ना कि दोबारा ये गलती ना करें।
वो हो नहीं रहा है सर। फिर
हो
वैसे ही
जाएगा
रहा है,
सर, अभी टाइम है, हो जाएगा। चलिए हमारे
Excuse me,
टाइम
sir.
अभी कट हो जाएगा कॉल। विल कंटिन्यू डे आफ्टर टुमारो।
हेलो सर।